Hello. This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie. Y'all, Ranking the Kings is so good.
Aw,
I'm having such a good time.
I'm glad.
And
I'm glad.
it's got more like intrigue in it than you would expect from its kind of saccharine first appearance.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense.
There's a demon in Ranking the Kings.
Are you
Ooh.
watching the sub or the Pro CD version?
I am watching the dub because Pro CD's in it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how I decide now. If Pro CD is in it, I'll probably watch the dub. Otherwise,
Me, but with fucking Ian Sinclair, though. I'm just like, ooh.
Me with Johnny Young Bosch, actually.
Oh,
so.
yeah, that too. You know, there's a few voices that I'd
fucking love
just
Adam
love to
from
hear
Power
to dub.
Rangers.
I haven't yet caught up, gone further on Pluto, but I'm sure I'll be doing that soon too. Because Freerun is going to end soon.
Oh, that's true.
But how have you guys been doing? What have you been watching?
I'm Blackle. I've been doing pretty good. Still watching Turn A Gundam, working through that.
Nice.
Good. It's good. It's a good show. The show is good.
The
show's good.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Joey. I watched more Pluto this week. I've seen 4 out of 8 episodes now. It's a really good show. I've been having a good time. Surprisingly dark.
Oh yeah.
Surprisingly?
I mean, I guess we shouldn't be that surprised, but darker than you'd expect for an Astro Boy.
I mean,
what do we
isn't the
call
premise of the show like trying to like?
Well, it is a murder mystery.
Yeah.
It is a murder mystery. Yes.
Anyway, I don't mean to nitpick your.
No, yeah. I'm just saying, like, you look at like Astro Boy, like the original art, and you're just like, oh, look how bubbly and round this little guy is. So that is to say,
I was just fascinated by the fact that Pluto the manga got made. Because I went back and dug around a little. I was like, this is really interesting. He must have just asked Tezuka if he could adapt it, and Tezuka must have said yes, which is wild.
That's
because
awesome.
you don't see like a lot of specific arcs of manga getting readapted in a different genre.
Yeah. I mean, cool stuff. So yeah, I'm having a good time with that. I'm also just tearing my way through the Dungeon Meshi manga because oh man, that shit's good. It's good. It's a fave. I'm gonna say it's a fave at the moment. So, yep, that's me. Who else?
Hey, I am Louis. I almost forgot who I was for a second. It's been a day, guys.
Yeah.
Like. Anyway, not bringing that to the podcast, but what have I done this week? I drew Pokemon. Does that count as anime?
Yes.
Sure.
You make it the anime.
You make it the anime.
I'm probably what I'm probably going to wind up doing is waiting for this core of episodes to wrap up and then catch up on everything that I'm not caught up on, because at this point I'm like 8 episodes behind everything this season, and they're almost over, and I'm just like, I might as well just let it finish out and then binge it after.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Oh yeah, and I read 1 chapter of Witch Hat Atelier.
Oh, I've heard that that's good.
It's good.
It's good.
I could read the new Jujutsu Kaisen real fast.
Just like, oh damn,
about that.
Really? Oh no. But yeah, Witch Hat Atelier is like gorgeous.
Yep.
Like from page 1. I'm very impressed. Anyway, Louis, you had something for us to watch?
Do we have news?
News?
Oh yeah, news. You guys want some news? You see, news was difficult because I went to my normal news place and it was pretty thin on the ground. So I was like, what if I go to Twitter to look for anime news on Twitter?
Classic.
And that was a problem because most of the anime news people on Twitter are busy being angry at the Anime News Network for reporting on the hiatus of gushing over magical girls due to the author's poor health right after a episode review of the anime of the manga gushing over magical girls indirectly accused the author of being a pedophile.
Uh-oh. That's not great.
So it made it a little hard to find any actual news. Yeah.
You want me to just rip the Band-Aid off?
We're just gonna skip the news in that case and just
No,
go?
I do have some other things to talk about.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Tiny bit of news. G-Kids has licensed Mamoru Hosoda's 4 catalog films for theatrical and home release. So you could theoretically get a DVD of Summer Wars or Wolf Children or The Boy and the Beast or The Girl Who Leapt Through Time pretty soon. And they might turn up in a theater near you.
Nice.
Which is nice.
I still have to see 2 of 4 of those.
And finally, I did want to talk about this because it makes me laugh. Let's see. Following a screening of Mobile Suit Gundam Char's Counterattack, Gundam creator Tomino stood up to discuss the changing landscape of anime and specifically the impact of Miyazaki's film How Do You Live?
Wow.
In a really great speech to a bunch of animators. Let's see, what did he say here? He highlights the complexity of Miyazaki's work and its lack of a traditional happy ending. He lauded the film's ability to resonate with audiences worldwide. This kind of complex animation was made and won an award in America. Young creators shouldn't be taken lightly. You can't surpass Miyazaki or One Piece without truly dedicating yourself. However, he did turn at the end of the speech and say, "Now, everyone, please work hard to crush Miyazaki. I can't do it anymore." Thanks to Miyazaki's animation, anime and movies themselves are changing.
It's true. All authors are enemies.
I really love that feeling of just like you have to do it. I am too old to do.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like it reminds me of the Ichiro Oda Masashi Kishimoto rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
Except this is more grandiose.
That's very funny.
And it wasn't good humor. But
yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
Anyway, rip the Band-Aid off for us, Louis.
Okay. I'm going to give you guys the Japanese name first and then tell you what it means.
Okay.
We are watching Chiyu Maho no Machigata Sukai Kata.
Okay.
Otherwise known as the wrong way to use healing magic.
Oh.
I've seen clips of that. I haven't actually watched any though, so this will be a surprise.
I don't know anything about it. All I know is the anime opening is in my 2024 playlist, and whenever it comes on, I get compliments about it in my stream. So
I've literally only heard the name. So let's.
All right, let's go find out what it is.
Let's go get educated.
Oh man, now I want Medic Mommy to teach me healing magic.
She does have a certain air about her.
Yeah, there's something about her.
There's something about her. She's got the Dom energy.
Oh my god, yeah, it's like
Strongly.
intense.
Who wants this blurb? I think Jojo, read this blurb.
All right, I can read this blurb.
You were gonna read the last blurb, but you tagged out for German reasons last time.
Yes, this is true. Ken Usato is a normal high schooler in every sense of the word. Average grades, dreams, and a tendency to dislike extraordinary people. However, when he encounters the president and the vice president of the student council, both popular and extraordinary, he immediately befriends them. All of this is interrupted when Usato's new friends are summoned into another world, and he accidentally gets summoned as well. Dejected and with no way to return, he resigns himself to staying quietly in the new world, until he finds out he has an affinity for healing magic, a very rare form of magic which gives him both the self-confidence and the attention of all mages. However, not all attention is good, which is something Usato realizes when he is noticed by a crazy fellow magic healing user.
Magic healing user.
Healing magic user. Yes. They're crazy.
Medic!
Medic!
So yeah, our main character for this one is a Kirito like blue version.
Blue variant.
He's a little more animated, which I'll give him credit for. Because this one is skewing a little more comedic than usual with these guys.
I'm like, he's immediately got at least a little more appeal to him.
So yeah, we open on him. Well, actually, we don't open on him. We open on the other two. The other two are Suzune and Kazuki, and they are the student council president and the student council vice president. And they are walking in the halls, and everyone is asking themselves, "It's just like, I wonder if they're dating." It's just like, I hate to admit it, but they'd make a great couple. Which is weird to say about other people, but we cut from them, all eyes being on them, to Usato, who has only a couple of eyes on him as he says goodbye to somebody. He's just like, I'm a normal guy. Nothing extraordinary happens to me. Like, even the most extraordinary thing would be, say, all of these birds that fell on the ground. And it's not shown, but he clearly is putting a bunch of baby birds back in their nests. And you know what? I like him because he immediately like positions himself well compared to other Kirito-lights by being just a nice guy.
Yeah, this is true.
He's
like,
just looking at
back,
the birds.
Little birdies.
He's looking at the birds and he's just like, Gambare, grow big and strong. But even though he's done his good deeds, it doesn't work out for him because somebody it's raining and somebody took his umbrella, possibly by mistake. So yeah, he gets stuck waiting there, and he's just like, maybe the rain will quit. It's not quitting. He almost goes to take a leftover umbrella, but he's just like, I don't want to screw somebody else over. He's just until somebody interrupts him. He's just like, could it be that you don't have an umbrella? And it's the student. It's the student.
Stoodle.
It's the toaster strudel.
It's the student. It's the student council president and the student council vice president. It's Suzune and Kazuki, and they're just like, he's just like, yeah, I think somebody took mine. It's just like, oh well, I guess I could just let you borrow my spare because he's got one of those shrinking ones. What would the word be for that? Extending umbrellas.
It's like one of those little kind that you can put in your bag or something.
Yeah, you put it in your bag and you push the button on it, and it like shoots out to make the like shaft longer.
Shaft.
Stop.
And he's just like, yeah, go ahead and take it. He's just like, wow. It's just like, you guys are nicer than I thought you'd be. And they're just like, what?
No, we're underselling this scene because the vibes of this scene were very weirdly, hey, so we saw you from across the school and we liked your vibes.
They kind of do give off that energy, which is interesting. But it'll get even stranger later. There's these two contain multitudes, which
they do.
Is very interesting for how plain their character designs are. because like Kazuki is just red Kirito.
Yeah, kind of.
And And Suzune is just Oshinoko. But
Fuck.
A little bit.
A little bit.
But yeah, it's just like, well, why don't we walk home? Why don't we all walk home together? Clearly, it was fate that we meet up on a night like this. And he's just like, wow, the whole rest of the school's going to be jealous. And they're like, what? And he's like, nothing.
Ignore me.
So yeah, they start walking home, and they have like a pretty pleasant conversation for for two people who and a third who doesn't know them, getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And they're talking about it's just be like, hey, it's just like, so are you two dating? And they're just like, no, we just work together closely. And he's like, are you serious? And just like, no, absolutely not. Although we know a lot of people think that, and nobody said it to us like directly like that.
And he's like, "Oh, this is so embarrassing. Sorry." And
they're just like, no, it's cool. It's better than people just whispering about it.
Yeah, that was really nice. I liked that.
And just like, what do you want to do after school? Just like, I don't know what I want to do after school. What do you want to do after school? It's just like, oh, I don't really know either. It's just like, aren't you a third year? That's pretty bad. And she's just like, yeah, it's pretty bad.
She's like, I always meet my goals
Oopsie.
pretty quickly though.
Like anything I set my mind to, I accomplish almost instantaneously. So it's making it difficult for me to.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I don't belong in this world, which is a thing that he voiced earlier himself.
It's like a
Yes.
total isekai like flag.
Total isekai moment.
Uh-huh.
Listen, if it's an isekai flag, I think like 60% of teenagers have been flagged for isekai.
Yeah, this is true. Also, like,
Talk to your teens about isekai before isekai talks to them about it.
Speaking of isekai, like the fact that this episode started and like 10 seconds in, the video title popped up and it said "Taken to another world!" exclamation
to another
point.
world.
And I was like, okay,
wow,
okay, we're just not even.
we're not fronting here.
I you know what? In a sense, I appreciate that.
But anyway, after they've bonded over their shared hidden Chinibio tendencies, they keep going until Suzune and Kazuki stop in their tracks and just like, what is that sound? Do you hear? It's like, where's that coming from? Do you hear that? And Suzune is just like, yeah, I do hear it. Where is it from? And Usada doesn't hear it. He's just like, are you guys okay?
And they're like, no, we hear these bells ringing.
He's like, you don't hear these bells? And she's like, no. And he takes a step towards them because he's concerned. And when he does, just as he does, a magic circle opens up on the ground. It surprises him and it surprises both him and Kazuki pretty badly. But when he looks across at Suzune, she's just like, do you think this could lead to another world?
She's like, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
He's just like, what the hell?
And this is where we will begin to see her freak tendencies come out.
I really like her freak tendencies.
Like this.
But yeah, and the screen cuts to black after they're all raptured. Until Kazuki begins to wake Usato up, and he's just like, hey, wake up. And they wake up, and they're just straight up in like a royal throne room.
They're surrounded by guards and stuff.
And it's just like, oh, okay. And there's two sides of this scene which I think are really interesting. Because every time because the king starts speaking to them, and he's just like, I apologize for bringing you here, but we were completely desperate. We had to summon forth some heroes to save us. And Kazuki is having like an impassioned argument with the king because he thinks this is fucked up.
Yes.
Which I think is a great piece of character depth for him. He's just like, hey, we have like families and shit.
Yeah, how dare you
How
bring us
dare
here
you do
without our
this
consent?
do this to us? But every time he looks over at Suzune, she's just like, she's just like, oh shit, that's a for real king.
She's like, I've never seen a king before. I'm so excited.
She's just like, what do you mean there's a demon king? Are we supposed to be
She's
heroes?
like wiggling.
She's like
wiggling,
blushing and like
freaking out, and he's just like, Jesus Christ, adults are speaking. Will you settle the fuck down? And yeah, the king lays it out. It's just to be like, yeah, we employed a spell to summon forth some heroes. Uh, please help us. if
the
you help
demon
us,
lord.
yeah, the demon lord and all that shit. If you help us, I will do my best to find a way to send you home.
Because the spell doesn't work in
It
reverse.
doesn't work in reverse. It just brings. And as they're standing there, and Kazuki's like still mad. Everyone in the room like kneels to them to beg them for help.
Yeah.
And Suzune says the only coherent thing she said in about 5 minutes. She's just like, "Hey, I have a question. Why do you keep calling us heroes? You don't know us." And there's just like, "Oh yeah, the magic user. I forget her name.
I don't remember either.
I'm gonna see if I can find it. But
Meryl.
yeah, our magic user assured us that the spell would select worthy targets. Didn't you hear a noise when you were summoned? It's just like, yeah, something like bells. And Asada's just like, I didn't hear anything. And they're just like, oh no.
Like, oh no, you were
you?
caught up.
Did we just drag you into this? Because they feel like bad. Her name is Welsie.
Yes, that's true.
But it's just like, even the king's just like, oh no, I feel kind of bad about this. You're just like a regular jerk. It's just like, well, I guess we'll help you. And Welsie's just like, great, let's do the magic test because they got to do the magic test right now because the show has to move on. You see. The pacing in the show I found to be actually pretty good. I don't usually like a kind of show like this, but this one, for whatever reason, went down smooth. It didn't drag like some of the others that I've watched.
I think that it's because they injected comedy and like it was actually funny jokes that they were telling.
Yeah,
that helped a lot.
I think the humor is probably what smoothed it out. Because Suzune is a fucking hilarious character.
Yeah.
Once her fucking hand was turned, and Usada keeps looking at her. It's just like, you keep shattering my image of you, because they were talking her up earlier, and it's just like, yeah, she had the best grades and was great in every fucking sport, and she's fucking beautiful inside and out.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh no, you're a fucking Chinibia. Oh God, you're ruined. But yeah, Wellesley is just like, here, come to this chamber. And she's like a nun, which is fun.
Yeah.
But she's like, I fired up the old crystal ball. All you have to do is touch it, and it'll help us determine your aptitude for magic. And they're just like, wow, all right, let's do it. It's just like, even you, Zato, you might be able to use magic, even though you're not a hero. They're just like, all right, let's do this. First it'll be Miss Suzune, and she reaches out and she touches it, and it like flashes like yellow. It's just like, this indicates a proficiency with thunder magic, and she's just like, yeah, thunder magic. And the subtitles literally just said, it's just like, yeah, thunder magic brings out the edgelord and all of us.
Yes, it does say that, which is very funny.
She's just like, she's really pumped about it. She's like, yeah, and Kazuki's just like, okay, I guess I'll go next. And he reaches out and touches it, and then it just glows a soft white. And then she's just like, and he's just like, what does that mean? It's just like, you can use light magic. It's like, to what? To like blind my enemies? And Suzune's just like, you focus it into lasers, dipshit. They're just like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Shut up. And she's like, wow, wow, light magic will be indispensable against demons. You have the power to cleanse evil. And he's just like, okay. And he's just like taking it pretty well. And while they were while Suzune was getting hers done, the two guys were talking for a second, and he's just like, "Aren't you mad about this shit?" And he's just like, "Well, I mean, being mad about it really isn't going to make it like go away or accomplish anything. So I'm just sort of rolling. I'm hoping I'll find something to do." And he's just like, "You know what? That's pretty good." And he looks over at the girl who's freaking out about her magic thing. He's just like, "We should all try and be more positive." Let's do some. He's just like, "Yeah, sure.
I don't think that's positivity.
I'm not sure that's just positivity." And yeah, it's just like, all right, it's Usato's turn. Usato, it's just like, will you reach out and touch it? And he's just like, okay. And he reaches out and touches it, and it glows a soft green. And he's just like, huh, that's interesting. It's pretty, almost like an emerald. And he looks up at the nun at Wellesley, and she's just going, oh God, oh shit, oh God, oh God, oh shit,
no,
shit,
we have to hide this boy.
You have to come with me right now. And she just grabs him and drags him out of the room, and the other two are just like, oh shit. And she sprints back to the throne room,
just dragging
with him. And it's just like, oh, you're back already. Well, have you tested their aptitudes? It's just for the other ones. It's just yes, we understand what they're good at, but more importantly, for Usato, the ball glowed green, and everybody gets like locks in immediately, and it's like, oh God,
oh no,
oh fuck, oh no. Actually, they even threw out before. It's just like, don't tell me he has affinity for like shadow magic or something. And she just says green, and all the color fades out of his face.
It's quite funny.
It's just like, we have to get him out of here. It's like, we have to get him out of here. Can we send him to town, maybe? And he's just like, what does this mean? What does green mean? It's just like, don't worry, we'll find somewhere safe for you. But they don't have enough time because our fourth main character is going to approach, because she is walking in such a way that it appears to shake the foundations of the earth as she's approaching the throne.
Ka-choom!
And just as they're trying to decide what to do with him, she throws open the audience chamber doors, and they're just like, "Oh, hello, Rose." So just like, have the heroes come and been summoned yet? Just like, "Oh yes, they're in the crystal ballroom." It's just like, I see. Who's this one? It's just like, oh, he's just a regular kid
He's the most ordinary boy we've ever seen. Haha, normal.
He's just like, I see. That's unfortunate. Well, I'll be heading back to the rescue team now. And as she turns around, and she has almost exited, when Usato is just like, he's just like, what does any of this mean? Like, what does it mean that it glowed green when I touched it? And she like turns on her heel, and she's just like, I'm borrowing this one.
They're like,
no, oh God, no. And like the nun just like panics and encases him in like a
like a bubble,
like a bubble, and just whisks him down the hallway and out of the building. While he's just screaming. He's just like, no.
He's like, what's happening?
Fully out of
flashing off again.
Yeah, fully out the window and flying through the sky. And whenever he looks back, he just sees Rose pushing off the side of the castle into a bullet jump at him.
Mm-hmm.
She fucking gets him.
She fucking gets him. She just fucking.
I want someone to get me one day.
She just pops the bubble with her fist and takes him.
Yoinked.
It's just like, I will be training this one personally. And they're just like, oh God, we couldn't save him.
Let's get a big round of applause for tall, domineering women.
She's fantastic. I love her.
She's got an intensity about her that you can't help but admire.
Yeah.
But
desire.
as the case may be. But yeah, and we cut back to the other two and the nun, and it's just like, yeah, listen, Usada's been taken away.
Usano didn't fucking make it.
And they're just like, what? He's just like, yeah, just do a place beyond the castle town. He's not going to be killed or anything. He's like safe. It's just, yeah, one of our mages is going to train him personally. And we catch up with him, having a situation explained to him. It's just like, oh, so healing magic, huh? He's just be like, yes, it's quite rare. I've decided to take on your training myself. Uh, tonight, just eat dinner and get some rest, and I'll introduce you to my subordinates. And she's just like, she calls them in, and it's this gang of ne'er-do-wells. That just real Fist of the North Star villains.
Yes, they're just like bald, like missing teeth, like
missing teeth.
Scary ass motherfuckers.
I really like how the one he ends up bunking with is bald, and he has a scar all the way around his neck that suggests he's been decapitated before.
Yeah.
And just had his head sewed back on.
You know, probably.
It's given who he works for, maybe.
Yeah, it's. I mean, likely.
And they all introduce themselves, and he's just like, "Oh God, is she gonna feed me to them?
Am I a sacrifice?
Am I a sacrifice to these assholes?" And to answer that question, no, because she kicks one of them into the wall. She's like, "Stop scaring the new guy."
I'm just like, wow, girl, you've already done that yourself.
It's just like these guys can't use healing magic. They're just my subordinates. There's only two other mages who can use it, and they're usually stationed in other places. So I'm going to see to your education personally. Your training begins tomorrow. And he's just like, oh, there's others. Maybe I could be trained by. And she's just gone. He's just like, oh, I see.
The other guys in there just like, haha, you're doomed, man.
It's like, you're fucked, man. Yeah, and they just send him the bunk down with Tong. Yeah, his name is Tong.
Tong, yeah.
That's the guy who looks like he's been decapitated before.
Yes.
He's just like, well, surely it'll be fine, right? And that's pretty much where the episode ends.
Yep. Then they do the well, they play the intro song at the end of the episode because it's the first episode.
Are they doing one of those?
And it's a banger.
Yeah. It's I can see why you get compliments. It was pretty good. I did sit through it. So.
I thought it was pretty good too. For an isekai, it definitely exceeded expectations.
Yeah. So let's talk about the show. There was something about this that was charming. I'm not usually into a very plain isekai like this, but I think the humor added quite a bit to it.
Again, they've got good humor. They've got good jokes. B, they've got like fun characterization, and C, they're like not taking themselves too seriously, which I always think is good for one of these. And they've got enough fresh ideas that they're adding that it's I feel like it's like it doesn't feel like you're watching something you've already seen, even though it's got like so many of the tropes. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that it's not like a harem thing like most isekais tend to be.
Right.
Man, we can't even start to talk about that because, like, it's not even that most isekais are that. They're even weirder than that because the trope definer for isekais in the 2010s anime was Sword Art, and Sword Art's an even more like fucked up one because it's a wife guy harem. In which so even the tension of who's it gonna be isn't there because you already know who's it gonna be. There's just these additional hangers on for no fucking reason.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, let him go, boy.
It's just like let him go. He is too stupid to look at any of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks like it has potential. I hope Suzune remains a large part of the show.
Yes,
because she is the funniest motherfucker in here.
She is fantastic.
she's just like, I came out to the isekai and I'm having a great time.
I want to talk about. I know this is technically spoilers because it's not in the episode that we watched, but well, actually, kind of was because they were in the end credits. But like, we got some fun character designs. Like we got there's like a bear in there.
Mhm.
There's a someone
I
with
did not.
cat ears.
I did not see the bear. I just scanned through the ending section to see if there was a next time on Dragon Ball.
No, the bear was in there.
Um,
Also,
but
here's JoJo with your fun voice actor fact
mhm,
of the day. The voice actress for Rose
mhm.
is in Jujutsu Kaisen. Do you want to
Okay.
guess the character?
Is it Maki?
It's not Maki.
Mei.
Oh shit.
It's not someone you'd expect it to be.
Oh, really?
Hanami.
Mahito. Oh, okay.
Hanami?
Hanami.
My brain
Wait.
was in the right direction, just
Wait a
wrong
second.
at first.
Wait a second. She's not in Jujutsu Kaisen anymore.
No, she's not in Jujutsu
Well,
Kaisen
that's why
anymore.
she has availability
Spoilers.
to do stuff like this.
It's the availability to be in other anime due to character being atomized.
Her character didn't make it. But yeah, I thought that was fun.
So yeah, would we watch more episodes of this?
I think that I could see myself watching more episodes of this. I have a lot of other stuff to catch up on, so it probably won't be like top of the list, but I definitely do. I'm the first episode I will say was good enough for me to consume more.
I would
That's where I'm at.
consume more of this if I could be guaranteed that Susanne would hang around and still be funny. And also, if it capitalizes on the JoJo Part 2 Lisa Training arc energy that I feel like is supposed to be what it's going for.
Hey,
I want to see them make this motherfucker climb a greased pillar.
It's funny that you say that because guess who else the voice actress plays?
Oh yeah?
Lisa!
Yeah!
It's her!
Incredible. Anyway, if you're voiced by this voice actress, you can tell us about that at one episode cast
Well, I think that's
at
the best,
gmail.com.
like call yet.
Please email us Atsuko Tanaka at one episode cast. We're at one the word, not the number. you can tweet us instead, or we're on Twitter and Blue Sky at one episode cast. Atsuko Tanaka, please reach out to us.
Reach out. Listen, we're not going to get... Listen, Dio's not going to do it.
Dio's not going to do it. Please.
Not strong enough.
Despite the fact that we're his biggest fan club and I point him out in everything I hear him in, I just go, that's him. That's the man. I can't decide whether the funniest thing I've seen him in was being Kraft the monk in Frieren, or being fucking Shirogane's dad in Love Is War.
Definitely Love Is War. Definitely Love Is War. It's gotta be.
Oh man, a motherfucker you love to hear.